All right, that was pretty loud. Thanks for all being here and staying around, and I welcome more people. It's a great pleasure as Kraton to be here for the 4th year on the row as an exhibitor and sponsor, and it's been great to see this show grow together with our CirKular Plus portfolio, our solutions to plastics upcycling, circular design. And it's my great pleasure this year that we have Julia Streen, our Global Strategy and Marketing Director, come over from the US. Julia has had various roles in the chemical and consumer goods industries, and she's been one of the driving powers behind our CirKular Plus solutions. And she's going to tell you all about how to unlock the value add path for a circular economy. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Leonard. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm very excited. So today, we'll start with the introduction of who we are, then talk about the industry challenges. And of course, today was a really great session. There were a lot of discussion. So I think we'll touch on some of those and then focus on how our additives can help advance in circular economy. I'll be happy to address your questions at the end of the presentation. So Kraton is a global leading producer and inventor of styrenic blow copolymers. We're also the largest producer of fine chemicals. We have a truly global manufacturing footprint with the plants in every region and also innovation centers in every region. Our global headquarters is in Houston, Texas. In fact, our innovation center in Europe is in Amsterdam here. Everything we do is centered around sustainability. So this is the 3rd year that we got the EcoVadis Platinum rating. We're also a proud member of the Together for Sustainability, which is a sustainable procurement initiative. We're a member of Recyclas and APR as well, and we have the multiple sites certified with ISCC+. So if we look at our products, they are being used successfully for more than 60 decades across a wide range of applications from medical to automotive and building and constructions. And we are very much focused on the innovation. If we think about sustainability and the importance of sustainability, over the years, the focus of the industry grew, and it's really exciting to see that in the past few years, collectively, we achieved progress and with the commitments to recyclable design, to using more PCR and reducing the fossil-based materials usage. But even with these efforts, in order for us as an industry to really achieve it at scale, we need to address a few key challenges that are still here. So if we look at the regulations, on one hand, the change in regulations and non-recycled taxes, they're really great tools to drive the use of the recycled materials, to really incentivize the design recyclability. But on the other hand, the challenge is that now there is lots of pressure to swiftly redesign and yet preserve the performance and functionality of the end product, which is not always easy. If we look at the varying quality and consistency of the PCR, it presents another challenge, whether it's recyclers who are trying to process that economically and also create a quality product that is accepted by the industry, or formulators who are trying to incorporate recycled content without sacrificing the performance. And again, here it's really needs to be improved. When we look at the system cost economics and compare the system cost using the recycled-based materials versus virgin resins, it's another challenge where often there is a disadvantage, and especially at the times of oversupply. Oversupply in the virgin resins at low pricing, we saw that in the US and Europe on polypropylene, availability of the cheaper PCR from other regions. So all of that really prevents us to move the needle fast enough as an industry. At Kraton, we believe that technology innovation plays an instrumental role in supporting the industry towards circular economy. We always trying to understand what our customers' needs are and how we can help with the solutions through the innovation. And that's the story of CirKular Plus. So CirKular Plus was developed and launched in 2020, specifically designed for plastics recycling and circular economy. And here we are intending to support our customers to enhance recyclable design based on the polyolefinic approach that is also compliant with the industry standards that are set by CirKular in Europe, APR in the US. Improve CirKular performance, because again, if we look at the PCR by itself, often it is lacking in mechanical properties, and whether it's impact strength, flow, that really limits the range of applications where it can be accepted, and also the amount that it could be incorporated with. And help reuse of the mixed plastics. So when we say mixed plastics, it's really plastics that are contaminated with the incompatible blends. So it can be polyolefins with some presence of the different types of polyolefins. Think PP contaminated with HDP or polyethylene LDPE, vice versa, and also maybe more incompatible, truly incompatible blends of different polarity, like polyester or PET and polyolefins, or nylons and polyolefins. So that's where we can help reuse that PCR instead of sending that to incineration or landfill or chemically recycling it, and do use the mechanical recycling to recover that. So if we look at our product line, it's a very simple product line. It's comprised of two series. Compatibilization series, we have 3 products. And it's a line of additives that is really versatile compatibilizers that are helping improve the interfacial separation and improve formulation stability. Essentially, in layman terms, improve the processability on one hand, the aesthetics and properties of the blends. And so if you look to the left, you can see the range of the different resins where our compatibilizers could be used. So again, if you think from contamination standpoint, there can be all kinds of crazy combinations, and that's where our additives could help. So whether, again, it's carpet recycling streams or the polyolefins contaminate, like EBM, the extrusion blow molding, for example, or wood fiber. So that's where compatibilizers would work. We also have one product that has 50% post-industrial content. And performance enhancement series, on the other hand, is more focused on boosting the mechanical properties of the PCR, aiming at the polyolefinic, so the polyolefins PP, HDP, and polystyrenic streams, including the electronic waste, like polystyrene and ABS as well. And they really can improve the properties and enable the balanced properties up to 500%. Now you might ask, well, this is great, how much do I add? So typically with compatibilization series, customers are successful anywhere from 1 to 5% loading level. For performance enhancement series, it can be anywhere from 1 to 10, depending on what the application is, and also what the starting properties of the PCR are. In addition to that, our additives have FDA clearance, so they could be used in a wide range of the applications, and approvals from CirKular and APR. So we have the technology approval from CirKular and recognition from APR for use in the polypropylene containers, use in HDP containers, and really recently we got the certification from APR for use in the PE flexible films as well. So since the launch of CirKular Plus, we've been working with our customers globally across a wide range of applications to really, again, enable circular economy through supporting the shift to recyclable design on one hand, to incorporating, maximizing the PCR content. We have success stories where we've been able to do that up to 99% of the PCR being used with the virgin-like performance and a very low addition of our products, as well as the overall improvement in the processability and lower in carbon footprint through incorporation of more PCR. So before I talk about the application-specific case studies, I want to touch on the conceptual value that is unlocked by CirKular Plus. So PCR performance enhancement is ability to really incorporate more PCR through boosting the mechanical properties so that they are virgin-like, so that when the formulator is moving from the virgin-based design, for example, in polyolefins, to the PCR-based design, there is no trade-offs in performance or functionality. And that's where, again, we can improve with the impact strengths, processability, overall property balance, such as tensile strengths, melt flow enhancement, and things like that, which makes it possible then to truly maximize the PCR content. Circular design and lower CO2. So circular design encompasses multiple things. Actually, the first one is the recyclable design, which again, here we have our certifications across a wide range of resins, incorporation of the PCR to up to 99%. And then if we think about it, every PCR, on average, 1 kilogram of PCR comes with the reduction of the CO2 equivalent, on average, about 2.9 kilograms. So since we launched CirKular Plus, we believe that we enabled around 200,000 tons of PCR globally, and that is equivalent of reducing about 500,000 tons of CO2 emissions. And that continues to grow, and that's how actually our industry overall can support the circular economy. Formulation cost efficiency. Again, to make the circular economy at scale, it has to be cost efficient at the end because we're already starting at a disadvantage for the recycled products. And our additives are very efficient in terms of the loading level. And that really drives the cost efficiency because if you look at other additives, you have to add a lot to achieve the performance enhancement. On the other hand, another way to reduce the formulation cost is to incorporate more available, but maybe less or more affordable and less high quality products that have some contamination through the help of our compatibilizers that can also help the industry to reduce the overall system cost. And then finally, the PCR feedstock flexibility. We often hear from our customers that they have to be very careful in selecting their PCR suppliers because of that variability. And there are often cases where they have to send it back because it has some contamination. So that's where our compatibilization series actually can help, because by adding the compatibilizer, you can negate and diminish the contamination present in the resin and open up for your formulation the resins that could be effectively used on a repeated basis, even in high performance applications. So with that, I'll talk about a few examples of how we help our customers to add value to their customers. Consumer products. It's a big end use for us and our customers as well. And for consumer products, circularity starts with recyclable design. So here we have multiple various examples of how CirKular Plus helped our customers shift to the recyclable design away from less recyclable formulations, without compromising performance and functionality, because here it's a really tricky point and a challenge you really keep to have for the consumers to accept it, to keep the same performance and functionality and aesthetics. And that's where CirKular Plus can help. We have customers that work with their customers, so recyclers that work with brand owners and help brand owners to make beautiful toys out of electronic waste. We have a customer where we worked with them to help enable a brand owner to shift away from, for example, TPU design to the polypropylene-based design with the addition of our products and without any, again, compromise in performance in pet care products. Another one is enabling the 100% PCR-based design in the appliances. And that all comes with the same performance and gives the really flexibility to innovate quickly and deliver the sustainable solutions to your customers. And also preserving the virgin performance. And the list of the applications and consumer products keeps growing. In fact, another good example is the car seats. We worked with a car seat manufacturer where they were able to close the loop and incorporate up to 50% of their recycled polypropylene in their car seats without, again, any performance trade-offs, meeting the virgin specifications. And in this industry, where life is at stake, the specifications are really stringent, rightly so. Apparel. So there was a good point made earlier about PET tray-to-tray recycling, where the guy said, well, let's stop stealing PET bottles away from the major application where they're trying to close the loop. So polyester from PET bottles has been used in apparel for a long time. So the recycled content, that's the way to do it. And it's easy, it works, it's nice. Now, what we help our customers do is to really, again, open up that type of materials that they're using and use less recyclable streams, whether it's ocean plastic or solar cups that, again, are not typically recycled, and turn that waste into the beautiful and functional yarn and clothes. We have real commercial applications with that. In addition to that, we can help our apparel manufacturers to reduce the post-industrial waste, where if you think about all the trims and scraps and all the waste it generates today, and again, we have real examples where they would just landfill it because it wasn't suitable for anything else. They can close the loop. They can put it back in the system. Packaging. Packaging has been a big focus for today's discussion. This is the industry with the highest amount of pressure on the recyclable design. So our additives have been successfully used both in primary and secondary packaging, and also in rigid and flexible packaging. So with the recyclable design, I'll mention that we have the recyclability technology approvals from Recyclass and APR. So HDP and PP, that's a bit easy, one could say. Now, I'm excited about the one we got recently, which is for the flexible films. And there, in fact, we have two different designs where we can support recyclability. And one is the PE with the VOH, which is simple, but again, there might be reasons why you would want to add our products to improve the properties of the packaging. Incorporated PCR as another angle to sustainability. So we have the certification there, but we also have certification for something that is considered a big no-no, because there is a lot of nylon 6. And again, everybody's trying to move to a monomaterial approach, exactly for the reason that when you use nylon as a barrier properties, then it presents challenges in the recycling infrastructure. And that's where we could help as well. So we used our compatibilizers to enable the recyclability with the PE stream, again, polyethylene stream, and we did the study with APR with the up to 10% nylon, which is a significant loading level of nylon. Typically, industry does not use it. We did it on purpose, really, to demonstrate that even when you have your DPE and nylon high content, our compatibilizers can help you recycle that together with PE. So with that, it won't really require a separation, again, from a recyclability standpoint. So that could help immensely to the film manufacturers as well. So if we think about the post-industrial or pre-consumer scrap, so that's where that type of packaging that has the barrier products and that or barrier properties, nylon 6, they could incorporate it back in the stream. We also have examples where we worked with the film manufacturers to help them, let's say, repurpose their stream to the injection molding applications by boosting the properties, helping them compatibilize. And again, instead of going to mechanical recycling because it's contaminated and has nylon, or incinerating this, we are, again, able to capture this and reuse that as mechanical recycling. That helps improve the circularity and lower the carbon footprint. We also work with one of the largest global brand owners to help them shift away, for example, from polystyrene-based packaging to polypropylene-based design in ice cream packaging without any sacrifice on the performance. In addition to recyclable design, in another ice cream packaging case, we were able to help with the lightweighting that also helps reduce the fossil-based materials, enable CO2 reduction through the lighter transportation as well, right? So there are multiple examples there. And that can be done at a very low addition level. 1% is very typical, 1 to 3% in this case, very typical example. And on top of that, there's also examples of using PCR back in the films in the middle layer, right? So because you can't really put it there without the FDA food contact notification. Industrial packaging is another example. So this is where CirKular Plus has been adopted in manufacturing pallets, totes, crates, bins made out of recycled polypropylene, HDPE, polystyrene trays, also more recently PET strapping, and PE shrink and wrap films as well. So here we are able to support the 100% PCR design as well, and also helping our customers meet the stringent requirements to withstand the drop test or puncture resistance. And here it's important because it has a lot of different impact during the transportation and storage. And again, in some cases, customers are able to do that at less than 1% addition level of our additive. So formulation cost efficiency is there. Automotive industry is an interesting industry, and they have the very ambitious goal to reach net zero by 2050. And that's where circular design really is critical, starting with the recyclability at the end of life of the vehicle. We work throughout the automotive value chain, from recyclers, compounders, tier ones, and OEMs, to really support making this happen. And our additives can help enable recyclable design both in the rigid and flexible parts, as well as the interior, under the hood, and automotive exterior as well, like bumper parts, for example. So here we can help with the reusage of more PCR and PIR as well, by boosting the properties, for example, in recycled polypropylene, also nylons. This is going to help also with the CO2 reduction, and also lightweighting as well. So our additives can help lightweight. That, again, automotive industry looks at it as another tool in their toolkit to reduce the CO2. So those are examples in the recycling industry. In 2021, we expanded our CirKular Plus product line, and we launched 3 new series. And this allows us to offer up to 100% IACC Plus certified renewable content based on the mass balance approach. So this is something that can help customers further improve their overall sustainable content in the formulation and lower carbon footprint as well. In this case, because it's a drop-in solution for our fossil-based materials as an alternative to that, it's suitable for any applications for where styrenic block copolymers are being used. And we have 2 sites certified here. To conclude my presentation, I just want to reinforce that our products help enable holistic approach to product life cycle, starting from recyclable design and then helping incorporate and maximize the use of the recycled materials that allows to reduce the fossil-based materials, and then also even has an option of using the renewable materials and support the eco-friendly and prolonged end use through the durability enhancement. So for the circular economy to be at scale, everybody in the value chain needs to create and capture value. And that's where we believe in collaboration, and we're happy to work with you to develop this solution. For those of you who are interested in seeing more technical data or want to talk how we can work together, please stop by our booth, E20, or just email me and we can discuss. So I really appreciate all your efforts and contribution to circular economy, and with that I'm open to questions.
Thank you, Julia. Are there any questions at the moment? No. Do I see any hand raised? Yes, there we go.
Thank you for interesting presentation. Maybe I have quite fundamental question. I came to your talk because of the title of added value economy. But then during the presentation, you were talking a lot about virgin-like performance. So do you differentiate these 2 things, added value economy and materials and virgin-like materials?
I think it's really more about how can we reach the circular economy and scale, and performance of the recycled material is one of the, let's say, bottlenecks, right? So that does not allow us today to push the envelope more than 30%, for example. And so that's why I talked a lot about virgin-like performance, because the closer it is in terms of the performance, the easier, in practical terms, it is for the formulators to incorporate more than 30%. 30%, I think we've got it, right? So it's doable. But really doing more, 100%, more than 50% in high performance applications. That's a challenge, and that's where the buck will stop for circular economy to really become big, right? So substantial. And so that's kind of how it's connected.
And can I just clarify, in this enhanced performance, mostly you mean improvement of mechanical properties or
Yes.
some other properties?
It's aesthetics as well. So for example, in films, it can be aesthetics in terms of the gels reduction, for the it can be processability as well, because often it's hard to process because of the, let's say, interfacial separation, right? So some contaminants present, it's hard to process it, so it takes longer. And then the properties as well. Again, high performance applications require higher properties. So mechanical properties like impact strength, tensile. Thank you for your question. Appreciate it.
Any more questions at this point in time? If not, let's thank Julia again, and please come and see us in booth E20. We're there with a big team to help you answer any further questions. Thanks.